Hey guys, welcome to this video and it's time for the review of Huawei Y7 Prime 2019. So I've been using this phone for a week now and I have some thoughts that I wanted to share with you. So let's talk about the basics first. Let's talk about the hardware of this phone. So first of all, the display. This is a 6.26-inch IPS LCD panel, 720p resolution, 269 ppi, and it has that 19:9 aspect ratio. So this is taller than wider. It's a nice display, very colorful, very bright, and media consumption is very good on this phone. Moving on, we have a 16 megapixel camera in the notch here at the front. On the back we have a 13 megapixel camera and a 2 megapixel camera, which is basically a depth sensor, so it produces those bokeh effects in your photos. We have a fingerprint scanner which is very fast, and then we have our power button, volume buttons down here. We have our charging port and the speakers down here, a headphone jack up here, and that's pretty much it. Now I really like the faux leather material on the back of this phone. I've said it in the unboxing and I'll say it here again. It gives it a very nice, very executive look. I've always been a fan of this faux leather look on the phones and I love it here as well. It also gives it a nice feel in the hand, also makes it more grippy, and I really enjoy using this phone with this faux leather material on the back. I really like it. This is basically plastic but looks like leather. Now let's talk about the internals on this phone. So we have a Snapdragon 450 processor, which is an octa-core processor, and it gives this phone very nice performance, day-to-day performance. It has a 3 gigs of RAM, which is quite good, and 64 gigs of internal storage. A lot of storage for your games and your apps and your files. Day-to-day performance is quite nice. Your storage is covered, your RAM is covered, so the basics are all very good. And then finally it has 4000 mAh battery, which I'll talk about in a bit more detail later on in this video. The fingerprint scanner on the phone is plenty fast as well, so let's lock the phone and then there you go, it's unlocked. So it's very fast and very accurate, works almost every time. So that's the fingerprint scanner on this phone. Now let's talk about the software. So this phone is running on EMUI 8, which is based on Android 8. So if we go in system and go in about phone here, you'll see that it's running on EMUI version 8.2, which is based on Android version 8.1. So not the latest software, but it has a lot of punch. This software is fast, it's snappy, and moving between apps is also fast. So you can see that the performance is quite good on this phone. Now if we go in settings, there are some really cool features here as well. Not as many as you would find in some other high-end Huawei phones, but they are there nonetheless. So if we go in display here, you can see that we have eye comfort mode here, which is the blue light filter. We have home screen style here, so you can use the phone with an app drawer or without an app drawer with just home screens. We have full screen display options, so it launches all the apps in full display mode, and there are no black bars on the top and at the bottom. So there is that. There is also an option to hide the notch, so if you're not a fan of the notch, you can just select this option and it blacks out all of the top there and hides the notch, and it gives this phone a much more symmetrical look with the top and bottom equal bezels. But I like the notch, so I keep it there. We also have the option for smart resolution, which reduces the display resolution to improve the battery life. If we go in system and then go in system navigation, it gives you the option to change these navigation buttons. I like them, so I keep them, but you can go with single key navigation. So it gives you just one single key, and then you can go in settings and learn more about it. So if you just touch it once, it will take you one step back. If you just touch and hold it, it will take you back to the home screen, and then if you swipe it right or left, it will take you to the recent tasks. So just tap it once, one step back, tap and hold, it will take you back to the home screen, and you swipe it right or left, it will take you to the recent tasks. We also have gestures here, so we can learn more about them by going into the settings. So here, swipe inward from the left or right edges to go one step back, and then swipe up from the bottom of the screen to go back to the home screen, and then finally swipe up and hold to view recent tasks. So swipe from the left to right edge to go one step back, swipe up from the bottom to go back to the home screen, swipe up and hold to launch recent tasks. We also have multitasking here on this phone. So if we go and select 3 key navigation and then press and hold the recents button here, it will launch the multitasking mode, and then you can use that, 2 apps side by side. You can resize it, you know the drill about this. Now we also have some notification shortcuts here. So you can see that we've got eye comfort here, ultra battery saving mode, navigation dock. We've got a screen recorder here, so you can do the screen recording. It's built into the phone. We've got screenshot, flashlight, airplane mode, Huawei share, auto rotate. So everything that you expect from a Huawei phone is already there. Now let's talk about the games on this phone. So high-end and graphic intensive games like PUBG Mobile will not play very well on this phone. So for that you will have to download something like PUBG Mobile Lite, which will play decently on the phone, and other games like Clash Royale play out very decently on the phone. So let me give you a demo of PUBG Mobile first, how that plays out on this phone. So this is the demo of PUBG Mobile Lite. You can see how long it takes to load everything up here. So let's go and pick up some of the ammo and guns. So you can already see the lag here. So let's try once more, and then I'll show you how PUBG Mobile Lite plays out on this phone. Just forgive my gameplay. I'm not playing to win here, just playing to show you how this works. So there's a lot of lag in this game. It's not as smooth as you can play on some high-end phones. You can definitely play it, but it won't be perfect on this phone. And there you go. So that's PUBG Mobile. Now let's go ahead and play PUBG Mobile Lite. Now this is PUBG Mobile Lite, and let's see how this one plays out. Now you can see that it doesn't lag as much as the full-blown PUBG was lagging, but let's play it quickly and show you how this one plays out. So this is much more convenient to play on this phone than full-blown PUBG. It's the lag is much less here. It's still there, but it isn't as bad as it was on the full-blown PUBG. But you know, again, considering the price of the phone and the level of the phone, this is a wonderful performance, I would say, to be able to play this game this well is good enough. So let me show you the firing rate now. Again, considering the price point of the device and the processor in there, I think that it's a pretty decent performance. Even if you want to play full-blown PUBG, you can play. You will just have to deal with the lag and the stuttering. But you can play this one, the PUBG Mobile Lite, quite well as well on this phone. So there is that. Now moving on, let's talk about the camera on this phone. So if we go in the camera app, it's pretty similar to what we see on other Huawei phones. So we have got photo, video, we have got some more modes down here. So we've got a pro mode, panorama, air, lens, watermark, filter, HDR mode. You can even download more modes if you like. And then we've got some beauty modes here. You can change the beauty level. And then we have a aperture mode that allows you to produce those beautiful bokeh effects in your photos. If we go in the settings here, you can see and change the resolution from here. We have assistive grid, we've got timer, audio control. You can set it to capture smiles, touch and hold shutter button to shoot burst shoot, or lock the focal length on the camera. And then we have ultra snapshot feature that allows you to launch the camera with the volume down button and take a photo from the screen off at any time. If we go in video and then go in settings, you can see that it has the ability to shoot full HD 1080p videos. You can also choose 720p option, and then you can also change the format from down here. So now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the photos that I've shot over the last few days. So if there is a lot of light, this camera can shoot pretty decent and good photos, bright, colorful, crisp and sharp photos. But as the light fades out, the quality of the photos also fades out, and in low light it's able to do a decent job. Don't expect it to do wonders. It just does a decent job of taking photos in very good light, and in low light that quality just goes down. You can also produce bokeh effects in your photos, and that works quite nice. And finally, let's talk about the battery on this phone. So it has a 4000 milliamp hour battery, which is just brilliant. There is no way you can kill this phone in one day. This is a 2-day usage phone, and I love how the battery performs. So 4000 milliamp hour battery, and when you combine it with this 720p display and Huawei's software optimizations, the way it kills off apps in the background is just brilliant. It gives this phone just brilliant battery life, and it's a 2-day battery life. You can't kill the phone in one day unless you're watching movies all day long, or you're playing games all day long. It's just very difficult to kill this phone in one day. So this is a 2-day phone, absolutely. And there are a ton of power saving options here. There are a ton of ultra power saving options here. There is a smart resolution option here. So on an average day, if I use this phone, it gives me 6 to 7 hours of screen on time with just 40 to 50% of battery use with my usage, which is just brilliant. So you can easily use this phone for 2 days without charging it. And the best thing about this phone is that if you're not using it, it will not lose battery points. So if you just leave this phone now at 38% and pick it up after 3 or 4 hours, you will just find it at 37% or at 38%. So that's really cool as well. So if you're looking for something in the low mid-range price point, this phone should be near the top of your list along with some other options. So a very good option, a very good phone, and a very good performer. So that's about it from this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye.